Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hanshaw. I want to do an update on my physical health condition here. I have been losing a lot of weight, and the reason for that is if you're following this video diary that I'm doing, is having a hard time eating. So, number one, hard time digesting food without causing me pain. And now, as of the last 3 weeks to maybe a month or so, it appears I might be getting what they're calling dysphagia, which I guess I've been looking it up, and the muscles in my throat, esophagus, and down through my chest are getting weak, where food gets lodged in my chest area. So that's another issue that I'm dealing with, and I'm making this video diary for those specifically with the severe form of facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy. Now, I've had it over 37 years, and I'll give you a little synopsis of what's brought me to this point, to where I'm at today physically. In October of 1984, I was 14 years old, and I was diagnosed with facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy. And it's a long word, and what it basically means is this: for those of you that have been recently diagnosed, I'll give you just an overview of what that means. Means your muscles in your face, that's why it's called facio, scapula, your shoulders, humeral, your arms. So it's facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy. Now, in the most severe cases, like I happen to have, it affects all the muscles from the face down to your feet. So what happened to me was this. In 1984, I was a normal, healthy teenage 14-year-old boy. My left leg started falling down, buckling, collapsing out from underneath me. Went into a left leg brace from the hip down to the ankle. My left arm began getting very weak, and then the right side of my body after that, over the years. And I walked with help up until March the 15th, 2010. March 15th, 2010, I woke up and I could no longer stand or bear weight or walk. Now, that in and of itself has created an entirely new, different, very challenging set of parameters that I'm forced to live with in life. One of the main problems with that is I'm sitting 12, 13, 14, 15, sometimes 16 hours a day. And over the years, what that's done, that has caused me now to be living with daily chronic pain in my hips, both the skin and the internal joints. My legs no longer straighten out, they're contracted. My arms only go that high above my head right there. That's it. Went to the doctor June of this year, earlier this year, over the pain in my shoulder, and they did the x-rays and all that, and they said that now the lack of muscling is such an extent that I'm looking at losing total function in both arms. So, to say the least, this disease has completely, utterly wrecked, destroyed, and ruined my life. And I don't say that to garner your sympathy. I'm not like that. I say that for a fact. And I say that to say this, that depending on the degree of severity that you will have with this disease, those of you that's been recently diagnosed, you may not really tell that much of a difference. And I've met a lot of people over the years, as you can well imagine, with FSHD. And it really depends on the severity, depending on whether you can still work or not, or still have some semblance of a decent quality of life. Now, my quality of life is very diminished. So much so that I'm a strong advocate, strong proponent, a strong supporter of the death with dignity movement, based on the suffering that I personally deal with and the suffering that I have seen among other people with a muscular dystrophy and with a 500,000 other illnesses, sicknesses, diseases, or injuries that are incurable. There's no way to improve or to get better. So my quality of life is such that I have a very lengthy, detailed, descriptive, living will and advanced directive stating exactly what my thoughts and intentions and wants are when I reach that end of life stage. Now, having said that, let me say this. In my advance directive, I have clearly stated that I will not allow any kind of feeding tubes or colostomy bags or anything like that that would prolong my life on this earth. Because number one, I'm in chronic pain every day. So why in the world would I want to prolong that? All right, why would I want to do that? And I'm not judging you. If you want to do that, that's fine. But as far as I'm concerned, I've chosen not to do that. The quicker that I'm out of this pain ridden body, the better. You see, the way I look at it, death to me is a friend. Death to me is my freedom from this pain, from this prison of muscular dystrophy, from this wheelchair, from my severe limitations physically. Death is freedom from all of that. And I'm not a religious person. I am a very spiritual person, but I don't know what's after this, and I really don't care. What I care about is not prolonging the inevitable, not prolonging my pain. And I talked to some people about this, and it's mainly those that are very narrow-minded and super hyper-religious that they don't understand where I'm coming from, because likely as not, they've not suffered day in, day out, every day, all day, for years. You see, and I hope and I pray that none of you that's diagnosed with this dreaded disease become as severe as me, to where, like right now, I've been up here about 12 hours today, and you see me shifting. It's because right now my pain level in my hips, especially my left one, it's about good 7 or 8. And that's what I deal with every day. And no, I do not take pain medication. I do not take narcotics. I choose not to do that. Number one, they'll hurt your body. Number two, they're addictive. And number three, pain will let you know that something is wrong. For me to take a pain pill, here's the way I look at it. Excuse me. You don't have to look at it this way. I'm just making my video diary, letting you know how I deal with this on my own terms, in my own way, without going crazy. To me, taking a pain pill is like putting a Band-Aid on a gaping, bleeding bullet hole. It might take the pain away, but it's not taking the symptom away. So what that tells me is because I'm a logical, rational-minded, thinking man that doesn't listen to everything a doctor tells me, because you can't trust doctors. Can't do it. My daddy used to say, I'd rather go to a veterinarian than a doctor, because an animal can't tell you what's wrong with it. And that vet's got to figure out what's wrong with that animal without any type of communication. Now that's a smart man or woman that can do that. But doctors, like my dad said, they are highly paid, overpaid, educated guessers. And they make money off of people like me and you. If we give in to their line of thinking, all you are is a cha-ching, another dollar bill in their fat bank account. Don't ever forget that, folks. That's all you are, is another dollar bill to your doctor anyway. I'm not going to chase that rabbit. Why would I take pain pills when knowing they're not going to cure the symptom? They're just going to, they're not going to cure the root. They're just going to take away the temporary symptom of pain. So that means I'm going to have to increase that dose at some point once I get them into it. And that's where you get addicted. Guys, all you got to do is think. Just think these things through. That's exactly why that I made my very detailed living will and advance directive. I thought all of this through. And I'm totally at peace with the choices I've made. So anyway, I want you to know what's coming. To whatever degree this affects you, it will affect your muscles in your face, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your chest, your rib cage, your back. And God forbid that you get a real severe form like I have, then it will also affect your hips, your legs. And if that's the case for you, my heart goes out to you, and try your best to maintain some kind of positive attitude through it all. And I hope and pray that you have a strong support network, family, friends, caregivers, loved ones who will be there for you, who will help you through this. As you watch your body disintegrate before your eyes, slowly. As you watch your body deflate like a balloon. Super slow motion over the years. One day you'll wake up and it may be an accident. You'll have your shirt off and you'll go to look at your arms. And that's what you'll have. Now let me put this in perspective. My entire, you can't see it. See that? My arms are gone. See this? One day you'll wake up, both of my fingers fit around my entire arm like that. So I'm now going on 52 years old. I've had this over 37 years. And I'm doing this video diary for you. You young people, you young men and women that were just diagnosed. And I hope something that I say or do in these videos will help you to, number one, deal with it, to know what to expect, to know what's coming, and just to help you along your journey. Thank you all for watching.